Today, we will explore the War of the Rohirrim, the upcoming addition to the storied universe of Middle-earth. This is not merely a prequel, it is a return to the ancient history of Rohan, to the tale of Helm Hammerhand, and the roots of the mighty fortress of Helm's Deep. As we delve into the intricacies of this tale, crafted by some of the finest minds behind the Lord of the Rings cinematic legacy, and animated with exquisite artistry, you'll find yourself immersed in a story that resonates with themes of honor, vengeance, and resilience. This film promises to illuminate a chapter in Tolkien's appendices that, until now, has remained shrouded in mystery. But what can we truly expect from the War of the Rohirrim? Let's explore not just the story itself, but its deeper implications for the lore, its connections to Tolkien's world, and how it could expand our understanding of Middle-earth. The film centers on King Helm Hammerhand, the ninth ruler of Rohan, whose strength and ferocity earned him his fearsome moniker. His rule was marked by tragedy and unrelenting conflict, culminating in the war with the Dunlendings. Helm's Hammerhand was not just a tool of violence, but a symbol of his defiance and indomitable will, qualities that became etched into the very spirit of Rohan. Yet the film takes an intriguing turn by shifting much of the focus to Hera, Helm's daughter. In Tolkien's writings, her role is but a shadow, a nameless figure in the background of a male-dominated narrative. Here, she steps into the light as a warrior and strategist, embodying the defiant heart of Rohan. Her story intertwines with the themes of sacrifice and survival, her struggles mirroring the larger fate of her people. The decision to expand her character is both bold and thematically resonant, offering a modern lens into a tale rooted in tradition. Unlike the epic battles against the shadow of Sauron, this is a tale of men against men. The Dunlendings, long embittered by their displacement at the hands of the Rohirrim, rally under Wulf, a vengeful leader seeking to reclaim what he sees as his people's stolen homeland. The conflict is deeply personal and grounded in historical animosities that Tolkien himself drew from medieval struggles over land and identity. The film promises to explore the tragedy of this war, the cost of vengeance, and the cycle of hate that consumes both victor and vanquished. Wulf, unlike the typical Dark Lords of Middle-earth, is portrayed as a man driven by grief and ambition. His character blurs the lines between villain and victim, adding layers of complexity to a narrative that eschews simple dichotomies. This film will undoubtedly delve into the genesis of Helm's Deep, the stronghold that became a beacon of hope during the events of the Two Towers. The fortress's origins are tied directly to Helm's desperate defense against overwhelming odds during the long winter. As the snows buried the land and starvation loomed, the Rohirrim's survival hinged on their unity and resilience, a message that resonates across Tolkien's works. The anime medium allows for breathtaking visuals to depict this harsh and unyielding winter. Expect scenes of bitter survival and the transformation of this fortress into a symbol of defiance and hope. Directed by Kenji Kamiyama and produced in the anime style, The War of the Rohirrim takes a bold artistic leap. The choice to adapt this tale as an anime is inspired. The medium lends itself to the visceral, stylized depiction of battle and the nuanced portrayal of human emotions. Influences from Studio Ghibli and classic Japanese storytelling shine through, promising a visual feast that blends the familiar aesthetics of Middle-earth with the dynamism of anime. Notably, Miranda Otto returns as Éowyn, narrating the tale as part of Rohan's oral tradition. This framing device not only links the film to Peter Jackson's trilogy, but also reinforces the legendary status of these events within the cultural memory of the Rohirrim. In stepping away from Tolkien's male-centric storytelling, the introduction of Hera as a central protagonist reshapes the narrative. Her portrayal contrasts starkly with that of her father, Helm, whose might and rage dominate the lore. Hera represents cunning, adaptability, and the human cost of leadership. Her arc emphasizes not just brute strength, but the resilience required to navigate the tumultuous political and personal stakes of war. This reinterpretation draws parallels with Éowyn, another shield maiden of Rohan who defied societal expectations. However, Hera's story occurs in a harsher, less forgiving time, where survival is paramount and idealism is a luxury. It's a refreshing narrative decision to show the strength of a woman who fights battles on multiple fronts: physical, emotional, and political. Hera's refusal of Wulf's marriage proposal is a pivotal moment, sparking the cascade of events that lead to war. Her defiance, rooted in personal and political integrity, positions her as a counterpoint to the male-dominated power dynamics of the time. This act of agency transforms her into a symbol of resistance, with profound implications for Rohan's identity. The backdrop of the War of the Rohirrim is the Long Winter, a period of unimaginable suffering in Middle-earth's history. This harsh season enveloped Rohan in snow and famine, testing the endurance of its people. As the kingdom's resources dwindled, its enemies seized the opportunity to strike, making Helm's stand all the more desperate. The Long Winter is not just a setting, but a metaphor for the trials faced by the Rohirrim. The frost-laden landscapes and barren plains symbolize the isolation and vulnerability of a kingdom besieged by external threats and internal struggles. The anime's visual language, with its ability to render stark and evocative imagery, is perfectly suited to convey this frozen wasteland. Helm's resilience during this time reinforces his legend, but the cost is immense. The fortress that bears his name is both a triumph and a tomb, his victory immortalized in stone, but shadowed by personal loss, the intertwining of the natural and the human, of winter's chill and the cold hand of death, is a theme that the War of the Rohirrim will likely explore with poignant depth. Unlike the supernatural forces of evil seen in Sauron or Saruman, Wulf is a villain of flesh and blood. His motivations are deeply personal, stemming from the murder of his father, Freka, at Helm's hand. Wulf's campaign against Rohan is one of vengeance as much as conquest, making him a unique antagonist in Middle-earth's lore. The story forces viewers to confront the cyclical nature of hatred and violence. Wulf's plight mirrors that of countless other displaced peoples in history, and his grievance is not without merit. By grounding the conflict in human emotions and political tensions, the War of the Rohirrim invites a more nuanced exploration of morality. It blurs the lines between hero and villain, a stark contrast to the clear-cut battles of good versus evil in Tolkien's primary texts. This choice deepens the narrative, making Wulf a mirror for Helm. Both men are driven by an unrelenting sense of duty to their people, yet their approaches and philosophies could not be more different. This duality enriches the story, offering viewers a layered conflict that resonates beyond the battlefield. A crucial element of Helm Hammerhand's story is its tragic conclusion, the extinction of his bloodline. Helm's sons Hama and Harleth both perish in the conflict, leaving his nephew Frialaf to ascend the throne and restore order. This marks the end of an era for the House of Helm, and the loss of the world is inevitable. Let us free ourselves from the worry and move to do something important. The extinction of Helm's direct lineage casts a long shadow over his legacy. It underscores the idea that victory often comes at an unbearable cost. While Helm becomes a symbol of Rohan's strength, his personal losses humanize him, transforming a larger-than-life figure into a tragic hero. This duality, legend and loss, enhance the emotional gravity of the tale. The War of the Rohirrim exists within a carefully constructed timeline, bridging the histories of Rohan and Gondor. The Dunlending's resentment towards Rohan stems from the kingdom's founding, when Gondor ceded the region to Earl the Young. This historical grievance fuels the animosity depicted in the film, linking it to the broader geopolitical tensions of Middle-earth. Moreover, the framing device of Éowyn's narration serves as a bridge to the events of The Lord of the Rings. By framing Helm's story as a tale passed down through oral tradition, the film highlights the importance of memory and myth in shaping a culture. It reminds viewers that Middle-earth's history is not static, but a living narrative, constantly reinterpreted by its people. One of the most compelling aspects of the War of the Rohirrim is its focus on the human cost of conflict. Unlike the grand battles of The Lord of the Rings, where hope and unity often triumph over darkness, this story confronts the grim reality of war's toll. Helm's sacrifices are immense: the loss of his sons, the shattering of his kingdom, and the knowledge that even victory cannot undo the scars left on his people. Through Helm and Hera, the film will likely delve into the weight of leadership during times of crisis. Both characters bear the burden of protecting Rohan, though in different ways. Helm's physical strength is matched by Hera's emotional fortitude, creating a dynamic that highlights the many forms courage can take. Their sacrifices underscore the idea that heroism is not without its price, a recurring theme in Tolkien's works. At the heart of this narrative lies a critical question: what is the true cost of survival? For Helm, it is the legacy of his family. For Hera, it is the innocence she must forego to lead her people. These sacrifices make the story not just one of valor, but also of heart-breaking humanity. As Helm Hammerhand's tale unfolds, his character transcends mortality to become a living legend. This transformation is symbolized by Helm's Deep itself, a fortress that becomes synonymous with his defiance and strength. The film will undoubtedly explore how his deeds are immortalized in the lore of Rohan, with the fortress serving as both a monument to his heroism and a reminder of the cost of war. Helm's ability to endure unimaginable hardships elevates him to the status of a mythical figure. However, the War of the Rohirrim also promises to ground his story in raw humanity, exploring the man behind the myth. By doing so, it honors Tolkien's knack for blending larger-than-life legends with deeply personal stories. The legend of Helm includes tales of his ghostly presence, haunting the Deeping Coombe, blowing his horn during times of peril. This eerie element ties the character to the supernatural, blending historical and mythical storytelling. The anime medium, with its affinity for visually striking and surreal elements, is well suited to bringing these moments to life. The inclusion of Éowyn as the narrator is a stroke of brilliance. Not only does it provide continuity with Peter Jackson's trilogy, but it also connects the past to the present. Éowyn, as a descendant of the line of Helm, embodies the enduring spirit of Rohan. Her narration transforms the story into an oral tradition, emphasizing how legends are passed down and evolve over time. Through Éowyn's lens, we may see reflections of her own struggles in Hera's journey. Both women defy the expectations placed upon them by a patriarchal society, yet their paths are shaped by different eras and challenges. Éowyn's narration offers an opportunity to explore how Rohan's cultural identity is shaped by the stories of its ancestors, with Helm's tale serving as a cornerstone of that heritage. The War of the Rohirrim takes Middle-earth into uncharted territory with its anime format. Under Kenji Kamiyama's direction, the film adopts a style that is both familiar and fresh. The intricate details of Rohan's architecture, the vast plains of the Riddermark, and the harsh snows of the long winter are brought to life with a painterly quality that evokes the ethereal beauty of Tolkien's world. The music, composed by Stephen Gallagher, builds upon the iconic themes of Howard Shore. By weaving familiar motifs with new compositions, the score promises to evoke both nostalgia and novelty. Expect the Rohan theme, so integral to the original trilogy, to play a significant role, but with variations that reflect the time period and emotional tenor of this story. Why anime? It's a question that many fans have asked, and the answer lies in the medium's ability to amplify both the epic and the intimate. Anime excels at depicting grand battles with sweeping choreography, as well as the quieter moments of introspection and emotion. This versatility makes it the perfect choice for a story like The War of the Rohirrim, which balances large-scale warfare with deeply personal stakes. The stylized nature of anime also allows for creative liberties in depicting Tolkien's world, from Helm's larger-than-life presence to the surreal, almost mythical atmosphere of the long winter. The medium offers opportunities to push the boundaries of visual storytelling. It's a bold choice, but one that aligns with the grandeur and imagination of Tolkien's vision. As fans of Tolkien, we are drawn to Middle-earth not just for its stories, but for the way it invites us to reflect on universal truths. The War of the Rohirrim has the potential to deepen our understanding of this world, enriching the lore with a tale that is both timeless and timely. The film arrives at a moment when Tolkien's works are being revisited and reinterpreted for a new generation. Whether through its connections to Peter Jackson's films, its innovative use of anime, or its focus on unsung characters like Hera, this adaptation promises to leave a lasting impact on the legacy of Middle-earth. The final act of The War of the Rohirrim promises to be a harrowing blend of intense action and profound emotional stakes. As the Dunlendings, led by Wulf, lay siege to Helm's Deep, the fortress becomes a crucible for the survival of Rohan. The film's climactic moments will likely hinge on the desperate defense mounted by Helm, Hera, and their people, showcasing the unbreakable spirit of the Rohirrim even in the face of overwhelming odds. What makes this battle unique within the context of Middle-earth's cinematic history is its grounded nature. Unlike the mythical forces of Sauron's armies or Sauron's Uruk-hai, the enemies here are fellow men, driven by hatred, ambition, and survival. This shift in focus forces the audience to grapple with the moral ambiguities of war, where the lines between heroism and villainy blur. The aftermath of the battle, no matter its outcome, will be bittersweet. The cost of victory, whether in lives, legacy, or innocence, underscores the tragedy of Helm's story. Yet, this is not a tale of despair, but of resilience. It reminds us that even in the darkest winters, the seeds of renewal are sown. The War of the Rohirrim represents a bold expansion of Tolkien's universe, bringing lesser-known characters and events to the forefront. By exploring the story of Helm Hammerhand and his daughter Hera, the film adds depth to the lore of Rohan and connects the dots between its legendary past and the events of The Lord of the Rings. This enrichment of Middle-earth's history not only satisfies longtime fans, but also opens the door for new audiences to explore its intricate tapestry. The decision to tell this story through the lens of Hera introduces a fresh perspective, challenging the traditional narratives of heroism in Tolkien's works. Her journey, from defiant daughter to warrior and leader, embodies the evolving roles of women in both myth and history, making the film a reflection of modern storytelling within an ancient framework. Moreover, the film's anime format signals a willingness to experiment with how Tolkien's world is visualized. This artistic risk, coupled with its rich narrative and emotional depth, positions The War of the Rohirrim as a standout entry in the Middle-earth saga. As we count down to its release, there are countless reasons to anticipate the War of the Rohirrim. It promises to deliver a story steeped in tragedy, resilience, and transformation. Qualities that resonate with the timeless appeal of Tolkien's works. With its focus on complex characters like Helm and Hera, its exploration of Rohan's history, and its breathtaking visuals, the film stands poised to captivate audiences. For fans of The Lord of the Rings, this is an opportunity to revisit the world we love from a fresh angle. For newcomers, it's a chance to witness the depth of Middle-earth's history and the enduring relevance of its themes. And for all of us, it's a reminder that even in the harshest of winters, hope and courage can endure. As the first anime adaptation of Tolkien's works, The War of the Rohirrim marks a significant moment in the ongoing evolution of Middle-earth storytelling. It's a bridge between past and future, legend and legacy, offering a poignant glimpse into the world of the Rohirrim. This is not just a story about war. It's a story about the choices we make, the sacrifices we bear, and the legacies we leave behind. In the words of Éowyn, courage is found in unlikely places, and so too are the stories worth telling. The War of the Rohirrim seeks to shine a light on one such story, reminding us of the power of myth to inspire, challenge, and connect us across generations. Mark your calendars for December 13th, 2024. Rohan calls, and it's a summons we cannot ignore.